from my last drawing, or the drawing I did in my last video, I realized the 4 things I needed to focus on the most when it comes to people is faces, poses, clothing, wrinkles, the way clothing sits on someone, and feet. Which for some reason I have a really hard time drawing feet. I don't know why. Maybe it's just like the angles of them. I don't know. Hard time though. So that's what I went into this drawing trying to do. I wanted to draw the feeling of happiness. So for that I drew 2 brothers kind of chasing each other, playing tag, just running around, having fun. And while doing that, I got them both in the running pose, which is a nice dynamic pose to draw. If I use the word dynamic correctly, basically it's a interesting pose rather than just standing still. Makes it a little harder. I got both their feet in there, so I can practice some feet. We got both their faces doing facial expressions and looking in like different directions, so it's not the same 2 faces. And last thing is they're wearing clothes, obviously, so we got some clothes to practice on. That was basically the building blocks for this drawing here. I didn't have too much of an idea for the background. Originally it started out as a castle, but then since I had them wearing sandals, it just felt more right that they'd be in the desert. So that's what went into this drawing. I do realize that I need a lot of work on drawing backgrounds because the background in this picture is a little ass, I can't lie. I'm not too happy with it. The inspiration I got for drawing these 2 characters like this, from like basically the character design of them, is from the drawing in my last video. I wanted to draw what the guy on the left looked like as his younger self. So both of these guys, or both of these kids, are kind of based on that guy, what he would look like as a kid. And that also helped me get a little better at character design in a way, because it's got me thinking about more than just how the character looks in the moment. It's how the character looked before, how the character will look. They're like progression. It gives you a better sense of the character and their design. So I thought that was just a little interesting thing for me to try doing, and I think I'm going to try more character design into the future as I keep doing my own drawings. Anyways though, while drawing happiness, or the happy expression, which I realized I haven't really drawn happiness ever. I don't think I've ever drawn it. So I realized some interesting things. When someone is smiling with their mouth open, like they're laughing or breathing while they're smiling, it's not a curved line like this for the mouth, but when they're actually had their mouth open laughing, the top lip curves up like that, like a frown, and the bottom lip curves down. I thought that was just interesting to see because I didn't realize that at first. And then also, to get more of the happiness in their face, their eyes, I put the bottom eyelid of their eyes also curved up to kind of give the feeling of the cheeks pushing up against their eyes since they're smiling so damn hard. So that's what went into those kids. Now, background, as I said, A, I didn't really have a clear idea for it, and B, it turned out ass anyways. So going forward, I also want to try a lot more backgrounds. Maybe next video or the one after, I'm going to try to do a specifically background dedicated picture to really understand backgrounds better and perspective, because I feel like it feels like a low angle of the kids, or lowish angle of the kids when you're looking at them, but the perspective of the background feels more like a top angle because you're able to see the castle in the distance, yet the kids are still on a hill. So if that was a low angle, you probably really see most of the sky instead of the castle in the bottom. I also tried to focus more on blocking out the poses for the kids, like making circles for the shoulders, blah blah blah. What always keeps happening is I draw the character smaller than the actual blocking I make, but it still looks good, although that is something that needs to be fixed, because if I'm actually trying to make a specific drawing, not being able to draw to the scale that I wanted to is a problem. So we're going to try to fix that. Basically, going forward, going to try to focus a lot more on backgrounds and people, specifically blocking out the people before I draw them. I think it'll also help me in the long run to plan better drawings, because I'll have a better understanding of how things would look. Other than that, can't think of too much right now, so I think that'll be about it for this video. Yep, bam.